In Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, it's up to you to relive some of the greatest duels throughout all of the series, including classics such as Yugi vs. Kaiba, to more new content such as Yusei vs. Jack. The game allows you to play through each session of the show from the original series to the more recent Arc 5. In terms of the graphics, the title screen and menu have that technologically advanced look that is reminiscent of the Kaiba Corp. It's very familiar yet very distinct and different. Moving on to the actual gameplay, the game is pretty standard. It has fluid animations for the play actions such as summoning and tributing or laying down traps and spells. All pretty standard of any Yu-Gi-Oh game. However, the defining graphical features are when special show-specific cards are summoned such as Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician. They do not have a special summoning animation, however they do have a very telegraphed attack animation that over time becomes tedious to sit through. For the animations themselves, they're not really much to write home about as they are rather bland, but they do capture the cheesiness of the show that we have all come to know and love. It's very over the top yet poorly executed, but in a kinda good way. As far as the music goes, it's pretty subpar. It doesn't have the greatest or most memorable soundtrack. Not only that, but its low variety and constant looping during battle makes it pretty bland and boring to listen to. Honestly, the soundtrack is nothing special and seems like it was more of a forgotten last-minute thought than anything else. The sound effects are pretty much just cookie cutter of what you would expect attacking sounds and summoning sounds. They are pretty generic, but they are kind of pretty satisfying if you pull them off. The story is pretty well executed. It gets most of the main ideas of each show, at least most parts, and it doesn't stray too far off the original story that we all saw in the anime. As far as gameplay, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, what the hell do you expect? It's a children's card game made by a very suggestive man with a fake magical eye. It also happens ancient Egyptians loved this crap. Not really much to explain if you aren't familiar with how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point. I'm really not the person to ask because honestly it's developed into a very complex game with a lot of mechanics involved. The basic concept is you and your opponent have 8,000 life points. First one to reach 0 loses. That's a very simple explanation, but that's all you get from me. At least that's all you get for free anyways. I played only with a mouse and keyboard, and honestly it's pretty simple. I think anyone could pick this up and play it. The Steam version allows use of a controller, a keyboard, and mouse, but honestly I never used anything more than the mouse and left click. Controls are rather simple and nothing really difficult to pick up in terms of the learning curve. Trust me, the controls will be the least of your worries when playing this game. Speaking of worries, one thing I didn't necessarily enjoy was the blatant abuse and difficulty the bots have straight from the get-go. Within each story mode, the first duel is a cakewalk, but after that you might as well be trying to beat an AI programmed at chess. Not only does the AI have the best ability to use the cards better than you, but they also have story-specific cards which essentially allow them sometimes the ability to just blatantly cheat. For instance, in the show, the Seeker has 3 pieces of each Exodia pieces. Guess what? He has all 3 in the game as well, meaning you can get one turn killed pretty easy by the bots depending on the opening hand. This adds artificial difficulty because this difficulty is completely RNG. Some duels will be a breeze while others will frustrate you to absolutely no end. Overall, the difficulty itself is so RNG that I have no idea whether this game is too easy or too hard. Honestly, it's about 50-50. One thing I do like, however, is the variety of cards and your ability to unlock every card you could possibly imagine using the in-game currency. You can buy booster packs that will allow you to build your own deck. My favorite feature is the game allows you to use your own deck within story mode, so you're not limited to just the story decks used in the anime. This adds a lot of replayability and overall a good sense of progression. With over 7,000 unique cards to unlock, you can pretty much make any deck you desire and keep you playing for quite a while. Honestly, you might as well just keep resetting the story mode duels until you get a hand that's anywhere near decent in order to start the duel strong, because if not, the AI will just destroy you because not only does it know in what order it'll draw cards, which is technically cheating, but it also knows the best way to get maximum results and will always choose that course, giving you absolutely no chance to win. If the AI gets a good starting hand, like, this artificial difficulty makes the game completely unbearable sometimes, and honestly makes me just want to stop playing altogether. Just because the AI has an advantage, it honestly makes the only way you can win be based solely off of RNG, since the bots have better combos than any human could ever come up with. Speaking of humans, let's talk about the online. This feature was pretty fun and felt pretty good the one time I could get it to work. Let's be honest, this isn't Dueling Network. The online for this game is pretty much completely dead, and the only way you will get PvP matches is if you have a friend who also owns the game. So if you plan on buying this to get the online Yu-Gi-Oh experience, you might as well not even bother. All in all, it's not a bad game, but it's certainly not even close to comparable when it comes to other card games on PC. The truth is, for a Yu-Gi-Oh game, it's only mediocre, and for a card game on PC, it's completely just bland. And honestly, it's not that great. Its mechanics are simple, its difficulty is completely out there, and makes absolutely no contextual sense, and just overall, I'd much rather be playing Hearthstone than this game. And that being said, Hearthstone is free, and this game retails at $20 Steam price. I kind of regret buying it at full price, but on sale I really don't see why not. It's not a bad game, it's just not good either, which is why I give Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist a 6 out of 10.